I'm recommender Mike 1.
Mike 1.
Jerry Mark, Northeast Chapter 187, Texas. I would like to bring up the item on Article 131, solemnization being added to the CRSC list.
I'll now bring that up to the chairman. He'll give the reason why that was rejected. It has to be read in front of the body. We'll have it read in front of the body. After that, Mr. Sursley will give the reason why it was rejected, and it'll be up to the voice of the convention. One at a time.
Article 131.
All right. Thank you very much for bearing with us, and apology for the delay, but there were a lot of them, and a lot of them to go through to get back to this one. So, Resolution 131 was where let me see, where as many Gulf War veterans are being rated as somatization disorder, which is caused by unknown causes, and therefore they are not being given service connection, nor are they given a rating. Also, they are not able to claim CRSC because they are giving a disorder and is not listed as unknown disorder and cannot be processed by DOD. Therefore, be it resolved that DAV asks that the Congress directs the VA to start giving somatization disorder as a Gulf War disability with an unknown cause, so the veterans can start receiving service connection, medical services, and compensation. IAW VA regulations or add somatization to disabilities that DOD must approve disabilities in order to receive CRSC for veterans. And what I'll do, obviously the committee rejected that, that's why it's being read, and we're going to ask Joe Violante to comment on why they recommended rejection.
The reason this resolution was rejected is because, number one, there is no evidence to establish that somatization disability is your mind causing your physical disability. And there's no indication that that's related to combat. And this is, CRSC is combat-related special compensation, which is provided to those individuals who have combat disabilities. This would be too broad. I believe that there would be no way that Congress would establish that your mental condition causing your physical disability was the result of your combat experiences. So it was denied on that basis.
Okay. Comrade Commander, could I present some evidence that shows otherwise?
You did not go to the mic and state your name, chapter.
I'm sorry, I thought I was already in there. This is Jerry Elena Mark, Northeast Chapter 187, Department of Texas. And I would like to submit the following. This comes from articles found on the net. There's 26 sites that are hit. And this one, the first one, says, people exposed to trauma often suffer from a variety of psychological symptoms, including anxiety, depression, and most importantly, the psychotic diagnosis of acute stress disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder. This comes out of a report from the Journal of Applied Science Journals and Clinical Practice and Epidemiological in the Mental Health articles dated January 2009. In all cases, this was shown to be caused in part or mainly due to stress that has been occurred because of a friend dying or because of a traumatic event in their lives that causes this to be a disease, yes, of the mind, such as PTSD. And I'm asking that the body approve this as an article to be presented before Congress. Thank you.
And if I could just follow up with a comment. I mean, all those disabilities that you mentioned are recognized disabilities that individuals can be service-connected for. And if you're service-connected for PTSD or depression as a result of your combat experiences, then you would certainly come under CRSC. Question is, you know, you want to take it one step further.
All right. There has been a motion on the floor to accept the committee's report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Commander.
I'd like to call upon Chester Wasensky for the report on the Committee on Hospital
Commander,
and Voluntary Services.
I have another motion to bring regarding a...
Excuse me, we already went through that, and it's out of order right now.
Sir, isn't this the time when one is supposed to debate or at least put on the floor a rejected motion, a resolution?
There was no... you had time to speak, but there
I was here yet. You were dealing with somebody else, sir.
You didn't make a motion on the floor. You had time to speak, but you never put in a form of the motion. Since there was no form of motion, we carried on with our business. Thank you. Okay. That's right. That's right. Chester, please.
Good morning, everyone, Comrade Commander and delegates. The National Convention Committee on Hospitals and Voluntary Services was called to order on August 22, 2009 by the committee advisors Joy J. Allen and Michael Walsh. The first order of business was the election of a convention committee chairman and secretary. Chester Wisniewski was elected as chairman and Ray Richards was elected as secretary. The committee then proceeded to review the resolution submitted, and I will now report to you the resolutions recommended for the adoption by this national convention. For the purpose of saving time, I will only read the number and the purpose of the resolutions. Resolution 036, support separate office and appropriation for VA National Rehabilitative Special Events. Resolution 037, ensure timely access to VA health care and services. Resolution 039, and I like this one, support legislation to require the President, the Vice President, and members of Congress to receive health care solely from the VA. Resolution 040, support legislation to include dental care as part of the Veterans Uniform Benefits Package. Resolution 041, support equal medical services and benefits for women veterans. Resolution 058, support the legislation to reduce the amount of co-payments paid by veterans to be equal or less than the better price co-payments for prescription medication offered in the private sector. Resolution 089, oppose means